and welcome to Google Ads Academy on my favorite topic, how to create and convert demand with our latest demand gen campaigns. I'm super excited to have this session with you. And just a quick introduction, my name is Mats. I am the EMEA product lead for demand gen campaigns, working out of our lovely sunny offices here in London. And with me, I also have three of my brilliant global colleagues from the equally sunny office in New York. It's Inba, Jonathan, and Jenny, and they'll walk us through our content today. Before we get through the agenda, maybe a quick housekeeping. There are three things I would quickly want to mention. Firstly, we would love to get questions from you as we are sharing the content. So you'll get a little link of a Google form in our live stream. Please click through it and submit your questions as we are presenting content. We'll save them and we'll answer them at the end of the session. Secondly, we love your feedback. So at the end of the session, we'll take a pause and give you some time to give us feedback so we can improve the sessions in the future. And then finally, if you want to watch this content later, or if your colleague was not able to join us today, you'll get this content on demand later on as well. So with that said, let's go through the agenda. There are very quick points that I would love to cover, and then we'll hand it off to our global leads. Firstly, the session will start with giving you a good overview of the power of our demand gen campaigns, then spend some time around our latest features and our product updates that can help you drive even better results. We will spend some time discussing latest best practices on how you can use these campaigns to accelerate growth. And at the end, we'll spend a ton of time on Q&A with our panel of global experts. So without much ado, I'll hand it over to John in our studios in New York, equally sunny New York, to walk through content.
Thank you so much, Mats. And hi, everyone. I'm John. As we move into this first part of our discussion, let's talk about your roadmap to profitable growth with Google Ads. Because let's be real, the ultimate goal is that, isn't it? Driving those results that matter. First, we'll lay that strong foundation, ensuring our tracking is precise, our audience understanding is sharp, and our creative assets are compelling and ready. Then we leverage Google's AI-powered solutions like Demand Gen, making sure our campaigns are constantly optimizing and delivering efficiently. And then we can think about unlocking new opportunities and essentially creating demand. While that foundational work in the early stages is super important for your success, today we'll want to focus on driving performance, specifically with Demand Gen. Here's why it's so pivotal. We're transitioning to a more proactive approach. We're able to engage with potential customers earlier in their journey, influencing their decisions even before they start to search for your brand. That's the real power of Demand Gen. It's about proactive engagement driving sustainable growth. So let's talk about this a little bit more. If you take a moment to think about your own online behavior for a moment, if you think about how often do you stumble upon something new and interesting unexpectedly? Well, research shows that more than half of consumers are in the same boat as this. The digital landscape is dynamic and purchase decisions are happening all along the consumer journey. This creates a significant opportunity for you as a brand to connect with audiences earlier on and through visual formats, which is where Demand Gen shines and is really crucial. Naturally, capturing existing demand is super important. Those individuals actively searching for your brand are so critical to your success. But we also have to engage with those who are still earlier in the exploration phase, those who are still simply browsing and searching and looking for inspiration. Demand Gen helps us reach those untapped segments, the future customers who are still forming their needs, forming their ideas and preferences. And with Demand Gen, we're aiming to cultivate that much broader opportunity. We reach users through Demand Gen by leveraging YouTube's massive audience and extending across Google's visual platforms like Search, Discover, and Gmail. This strategy aligns with modern consumer behavior. Consumers are streaming, they're scrolling, they're searching, and they're shopping, our 4 S's. Google and YouTube are uniquely positioned to engage users across all of these moments. And YouTube specifically is the place to get your brand and products discovered. It's not just a video platform, it's a powerful discovery engine and a highly trusted source of information. Viewers trust recommendations on YouTube more than social channels, and they value the insights they get from creators. 98% of online users report higher trust for YouTube than social media. 81% find creators helpful in their shopping journey, and 67% are more likely to purchase after seeing a product advertised on YouTube. Okay, so we've talked about the what and the where. Now we can talk about the how. So how exactly does demand gen work its magic? Well, you can think of it this way. Demand gen is your all-in-one toolkit for supercharging your advertising efforts. Demand gen finds new customers, engages them meaningfully with AI personalized ads, and drives real results. With demand gen, we optimize for maximum impact. It proactively places your brand before likely converters in visual environments, optimizing for performance and driving conversions at an ROI similar to social platforms. This leads to higher conversion rates, lower costs, and increased ROI, providing measurable impact throughout the customer journey. We hear from the market questions on how demand gen has improved since it came out. Well, we've definitely been busy. Over the past year, we've launched over 60 launches behind the scenes to improve demand gen, all of these specifically designed to boost your campaign performance. And it's not just about the number of launches, but at its core, it's really about driving more value for our advertisers. And we're really excited to say that all of our investments, we think, are paying off for our advertisers. On average, we're seeing advertisers are getting 26% more conversions per every dollar spent compared to the year before. It's a really exciting result, and we're so excited to continue delivering on this promise for our customers. Let's look at a couple examples. So take LG Electronics, for example. They sought to enhance their dual cool air conditioner brand presence, driving website traffic and reaching new valuable audiences beyond social media. They tested demand gen's AI-powered features to optimize creative assets and expand their reach efficiently through optimized targeting. Demand gen vastly outperformed their paid social campaign efforts, delivering a 24% higher conversion rate than social, a 48% improved click-through rate than social, and a 91% lower cost per acquisition compared to social. This encouraged LG to further scale demand gen campaigns to some of their other product categories. We can also talk about Prada. Prada used demand gen primarily aimed at expanding their existing search and performance campaign results for their 2024 fall and winter collection. They followed some of demand gen's key best practices, like using demand gen with the product feed, as well as using lookalike segments and optimized targeting. And the results? Prada saw demand gen drive huge complementary value to their search and performance campaign efforts. They saw a 27% increase in product detail page views, a 47% increase in ads to cart, and a 70% increase in online purchases, proving demand gen's incremental value to all of their performance efforts. I really hope these success stories bring the potential of YouTube and the power of demand gen to life for your business as well. So now I'll pass to Jenny to talk about our product roadmap for our demand gen.
Awesome. Thanks so much, John. Those were some exciting case studies. So let's get into our latest features and roadmap items. So today we're going to cover the following: how to unlock demand with channel controls, our new and most exciting feature launch, and expand your reach with Google Display Network. We have a lot going on in the creative department. We'll share the latest genAI creative features, as well as how you can tap into the creator ecosystem with partnership ads. And then lastly, We will dive into a new measurement solution called Conversions Platform Comparable. And so let's get right into it. Earlier this month, we launched Channel Controls and Channel Controls Reporting, which offers you enhanced control and transparency in your demand gen campaigns. This allows you to choose precisely where your ads will show across all Google channels, including YouTube Shorts. This also includes full channel reporting, regardless of your channel selection. We really hope that you will use this to curate and customize your ads and adjust your campaigns based on your unique knowledge of your own business. Just as an example, if you have a vertical video that you made with a creator, you could choose to serve on YouTube Shorts to activate your dedicated short form creative strategy. There's a bunch of different variations that you could do with channel controls, and we're really excited that we're bringing this to market. In fact, we have a bunch of early testers already that are super excited about this launch, that are actually activating with the particular strategy that I just mentioned. So we have Sephora here, who strategically used shorts-only channel selection to partner with 7 YouTube Shorts creators, extending the reach of their holiday social campaign. This approach resulted in 82% relative lift in searches for Sephora holiday and some best-in-class brand lift results. So amazing, incredible results for Sephora utilizing that particular strategy. And then finally, with the rollout of channel controls, we have another exciting update, which is Demand Gen has expanded ad serving to all of Google Display Network for both video and image assets. We're delighted to share that on average, advertisers who add Google Display Network to their Demand Gen campaigns saw a 16% increase in their overall conversions. So definitely use that for driving performance. Okay, now we're going to pivot a bit and talk about everything creative. So let's talk about some of our genAI powered features. With AI image generation, you can create endless variations of your existing assets, or you can create brand new images for utilizing a text prompt. So for example, you can generate a new background or extend existing backgrounds to build a variety of aspect ratios, as we see here on the slide. Then when you're refining your generated images, you can even provide reference images for the tool to use as a style inspiration, as we see here in the slide. These reference images help Google AI better understand your brand's look and feel so that it can generate images that match your brand's visual style. This feature is available in the asset library of Google Ads or directly within the Demand Gen ad builder. Some pretty cool stuff. So we've covered images. So let's talk a little bit about what you can do with genAI and video assets. So shown here on the slide is Flip Video, which is a part of our suite of video enhancements. Flip Video will adjust your videos to look native on any surface, such as formatting your landscape video into a vertical video without sacrificing any of your key visual elements. So how does this exactly work? Google AI analyzes each scene in your video to identify the kind of main focus visual, and then your branding elements like logo and text before resizing the video into other orientations. In every scene, it makes sure that you can have the key visual focus and your branding elements to stay front and center. And then lastly, for our creative suite, we have another video enhancement functionality is AI-powered video shortening, or as we call it, trim video. This uses Google AI to simplify the process of video creation by identifying the most important frames in a longer video and turning them into a trimmed down version. Like before, Google AI will look at your story, your audio, and other key elements to ensure the video's key message. We'll pair this performance data for the longer video to intelligently shorten and sync the storyline to the moments that really matter and that are going to resonate the most with your viewers. This not only helps with catering to a variety of long form and short form viewership on YouTube, but you can also learn what elements work best for viewers by reviewing the video analytics reporting. You can then curate for the future, figure out what timing is really resonating with your audience. You can use this information to help with the future content creation process. So we're super excited about these new GenAI creative launches, and we hope it will make the asset creation process as seamless as possible. So now we move on a little bit to partnership ads. We're super excited about this. This partnership ads is powered by Brand Connect. You can promote content that lives directly on your creator's channel, allowing your brand to show powerful ads that give viewers exactly what they want: an authentic recommendation and reviews from real creators that they trust. Partnership ads feel highly native to the platform and are hosted in the creator channel. So much so that when we see that they can drive up to 20% more conversions on shorts. These ads can be from existing collaborations and paid promotions, or be brand new sponsored content that you'll make directly with creators. And then we have our product feed. So for those of you who are retailers, you can attach a product feed to your campaigns to dynamically showcase the most relevant products to each user in the right moment when they're ready to shop. These personalized product ads use the power of AI to showcase the most relevant products to each user at the right moment. In fact, on average, advertisers see 33% more conversions at a similar cost per action by adding product feeds to their demand gen campaigns. So retailers, make sure you're adding your product feeds. And then one other solution that we wanted to show you today is Web to App Connect that can deliver a more seamless ad experience across your web and app platforms. With this solution, users who don't have the app are sent to mobile web page, and users who have the app are automatically sent to the app with deep links. Not only does this create a seamless experience for the user, this also has a direct impact on your campaign performance. On average, advertisers who have implemented Web to App Connect are seeing a 2.3 times conversion rate. And then lastly, I might be a little bit biased, but one of my favorite new exciting launches is a new measurement data set available in Google Ads called Conversions Platform Comparable. The conversions reported in this data set include VTCs as well as CTCs and EVCs. And not only that, it isolates demand gen campaigns from the rest of the Google ecosystem, which allows for a more apples to apples comparison to other social platforms. If you would like to learn more about this particular feature, we do have a new Help Center article that you can check out after the session, and it goes deeper into the methodology and what this data set is used for. And so with that, I will pass over to Imbar to go through our best practices.
Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah, of course.
Hi, everyone. So now that we've reviewed the roadmap, let's dive into some best practices to ensure your demand gen campaign is set up for success. To create a strong campaign from the start, we want to follow 5 core best practices. The first is audiences. Let's start with this. So we start with a core audience profile using first-party data, like a remarketing or a customer match list. We want to upload it to Google Ads and expand with a lookalike segment to find new, similar customers. Another great option is to turn on optimized targeting and find new customers beyond manual audiences, aiming for the best CPA. You can further refine your audience's segments by adding custom segments and search terms. Check the Audience tab in Google Ads for reporting to help refine the strategy further. Next, let's talk about bids and budgets. We want to set a target for it that is similar to your social video campaigns, as demand gen serves ads in a visual feeds environment. We want to ensure that your budget is at least 10 times your target bid. This is important so bidding has enough runway to learn. For example, a $10 target CPA needs more than a $20 daily budget for the bidding to actually learn effectively. In terms of creative guidance, demand gen ads appear in a browsy, personalized feeds environment where users are scrolling. Your creatives must capture attention, create what we like to call a thumb-stopping moment. Creatives that are successful on social feeds typically perform well. Provide the system with options, at least 3 images, 1 horizontal video, and 1 vertical. This is what we would recommend. If you don't have all of these, the genAI tools that Jenny just mentioned can help generate them. Also, our Help Center has comprehensive creative excellence guidance for more tips. Be sure to check it out. Two more important topics are measurement, and we'll get to the next one in a second. So I'll start with measurement because I think it is crucial to determine campaign success. Please make sure your base is solid. And what I mean by that is ensure your conversion tracking tag is on every page of your website. This improves conversion tracking accuracy and grants access to features like enhanced conversions and cross-account conversion tracking, which help prevent conversion loss. We also recommend using data-driven attribution, or DDA for short. It's the default when you create a conversion goal, so we advise keeping it on. Lastly, campaign structure. You can set a single campaign for each conversion goal. For example, one for purchases, one for leads, and then adjust the ROI bid targets accordingly. If you have only one goal, one campaign is sufficient. I want you to think of ad groups as a way to organize your campaign by themes. Personally, when I talk to advertisers, I generally recommend organizing by audience themes. You can set individual ROI targets or bids at the ad group level if you desire. We do get asked how many ad groups one should have. And while there's flexibility as our bidding AI learns across your entire campaign, I'd like you to remember that each new ad group is another area for the AI to learn and needs adequate budget. So fewer ad groups per campaign is usually more effective. For the retail advertisers in our audience today, you can transform your ad into a virtual storefront, and this is a very cool option. If you sell product online or in-store or both, use your merchant center. It's a free tool. It helps shoppers discover you and buy your products by allowing you to upload and manage product feeds for demand gen and other Google campaigns. Finally, one more general best practice I'd like to cover. When we talk about campaign management, we try to limit bid changes to no more than plus or minus 15%. We want to prevent shocking the bidding AI and allow for a smoother transition, so keep that one in mind. We've covered general demand gen best practices, but given the new update of channel controls, we'd also like to give a small focus on YouTube Shorts. With the new channel controls, you can opt into Shorts-only ads, and if you do, here are some best practices for success I'd like you to keep in mind. So for bids and budgets, set your target CPA similar to other short-form video platforms. You want to ensure your budget is at least 10 times that of your CPA with a minimum of $100 a day. For creatives, this is where Shorts truly excel. In terms of length, let's aim for videos to be between 10 and 30 seconds. You can use the AI video shortening feature to optimize length that we also covered in the roadmap. In terms of sound, you want to make sure it's on. And in terms of impact, we want to make an impact within the first few seconds. Users quickly decide whether they want to engage, so don't miss out on those important first seconds. For partnerships, consider partnerships ads to be some sort of like a boost for your video with creators' authentic voice. This is truly most authentic and natural to the platform. In terms of new features, we're rolling out a feature where we can test 9 on 16 images on Shorts. So definitely check this option out. For audiences, a general best practices, all of them apply, but specifically for Shorts, I do recommend connecting your YouTube channels to Google Ads. This way, you can build YouTube audiences based on your channel engagement, create lookalike segments based on them. You can also explore fan-based YouTube communities. Those are amazing potential audiences for you. You can experiment and you can refine what works best for your brand. In terms of expanding reach, while we're discussing Shorts only, we generally recommend opting into all Google channels and maximize reach and performance. However, vertical videos are native to Shorts and will likely show there more anyway. So broader channels inclusion will help you lower your average CPA while still sending your vertical videos to the Shorts area. However, if you do have a clear, dedicated short for video strategy, then a Shorts-only approach can be a great option for you. Lastly, I want to make sure you measure and prove the impact of your campaigns with our full funnel measurement tools, including brand lift, search lift, conversion lift, and ROI studies, so marketing mix modeling. If you're comparing your campaign directly to other social campaigns, I'd really, really encourage you to review the new platform comparables conversion column that Jenny covered. This will really provide you an apples to apples comparison. So that's all for best practices, but before we jump into Q&A, we do have one important announcement to cover. If you've used or are using video action campaigns, they are being upgraded to demand gen. We are encouraging everyone, including you, to create demand gen campaigns now using our upgrade tool ahead of the auto migration that is going to take place in July. Let's take a quick look at the timeline. So the detailed timeline of migration is as follows. We are right now at the end of April. Earlier this month, we removed the ability to create new video action campaigns. We also launched the channels controls we spoke about, so you can create YouTube-only demand gen campaigns to match your existing or previous video action campaigns. There is an upgrade tool available in Google Ads that can do all the heavy lifting for you. It will copy and paste your VAC campaigns into a demand gen campaign, making the upgrade seamless. It is important to note, so please do, in July, any remaining VAC campaigns will stop serving and will be auto-migrated into the demand gen campaigns. So we strongly encourage you to take action now and create the demand gen campaigns ahead of the auto-migration in July. So that's it from us. Let's do a quick recap. We talked about the power of demand gen, YouTube's ability to help you expand and impact and meet those new customers even before they are searching for you. Then we spoke about how demand gen helps you drive performance with a suite of audiences, creative, bidding solutions, all powered by Google AI, which come with flexible controls, allowing you to adjust your campaign based on your unique knowledge about your business. Then we covered some best practices to ensure your campaigns are in a strong form from the get-go. And last, we reviewed the video action timeline upgrading to demand gen. Right before we go to the Q&A section, I do want to talk to you about actionable next steps. So if we're talking about getting started today, here's what I want you to do. First, refine your goals and KPIs. We recommend you start with a CPA or an ROI target similar to what you're running on social platforms. Second, choose your audience. Demand gen offers you control over how you approach your audience strategy. You can do it just like you do on your social platforms. Use lookalike segments with high-quality first-party lists and expand from there to find your most valuable audiences. And last, bring impact and impactful images and video assets from your social campaigns, including short-form video. Don't forget, it's really important, image and videos together. If you are using product feeds or partnership ads on social, consider activating this format with demand gen as well. All right, Jenny, John, and Matt will be back in a moment to answer some more of your questions. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right. Classic mistake. I was speaking on mute, but hopefully you can hear me now. Hello again. My name is Matt, and I'm back from our offices here in London. And with me, I have my brilliant colleagues, Jenny and John, from the New York studio. We're now in the best part of the training. We'll go through your Q&A as we promised in the beginning of the training. And we'll go through a little bit of a flow. We collected a lot of pre-submitted questions when we started the session. So we'll go through some of them, and then we'll keep some time for live Q&A that we are getting. Continue submitting your questions. We'll collect them, and it really also helps us plan better content in the future. So all of that is good information for us. So with that, I will kick off with our first question. So guys in New York, are you guys ready to catch the ball? All right.
We're ready.
Okay. Awesome. So maybe the first one for you, John, because I know this is a topic that you've explained me how this works. So how can we use demand gen campaigns to capture conversions for the lower funnel of user journeys? You mentioned, demand gen's great to start the user journey and get people knowing about your product when they're not searching. What about the lower funnel?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Demand gen definitely provides you flexibility in the types of conversions that you want to drive. If you want to go for something more mid-funnel, you have the flexibility to do that, or also in the lower funnel as well. And then also, of course, flexibility for the bids and how you optimize for them. So we have max clicks bidding, we have all the way, max conversions bidding, CPA bidding, target ROAS bidding, max value bidding. So lots of different options to optimize the way you want and flexibility to set the conversion that you want. I would say in general for lower funnel and acquisitions, think about your conversion setup. Of course, as I mentioned, think about the right conversion for your business, the lower funnel conversion that matters, and demand gen can really drive that for your business. And then also think about the audience strategy. Use all of the best practices that Inbar talked about. And then think about using perhaps lookalike segments. This will help you expand to acquire new customers for your brand based off of your existing data set of customers that maybe perhaps converted in the past. So I would say use the conversion setup to drive the right goal for your brand, and then think about also your audience approach. Lookalike segments is only just one, but there's in-market segments, there's custom segments that you can use as well to help really drive new acquisitions. So a lot of different variety, but yeah, please do follow the best practices that Inbar walk through.
Cool. Thank you, John. I feel like all the audiences got a lot of tidbits of what they can do from your answer. So good starting point. I have a little bit of a spider sense, and it tells me that, Jenny, you might be more interested in measurement questions. So I'll send you some measurement questions from here.
Great.
Yeah, so the first one is, what key metrics do you generally focus on when you're trying to evaluate the performance of demand gen campaigns? In your opinion, what are the key metrics people should lead with?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for the question. So I think we really kind of focus on almost like a staged approach to your kind of measurement framework. So we would suggest ultimately reviewing your performance of your key metrics, such as your conversion volume, your CPA, your ROAS, all of those core metrics that are really going to define what your performance looked like for your demand gen campaign. And then we would really recommend kind of offering and running additional measurement solutions to provide additional value to prove out how your demand gen effectively worked at bringing your strategy to life. So some of the things you could consider would be to check out attribution reports, which allows you to look at how demand gen performs within the Google ecosystem. You could run a lift experiment. It was mentioned today. We have brand lift, search lift, and conversion lift. Conversion lift would be a solution that we would definitely recommend for proving out incremental conversions. And we have a lot more measurement solution that's available for demand gen. So I would think of it as like a two-prong approach where focusing on your kind of core reporting, your core metrics, and then adding on those additional measurement solutions to help round out that story of how demand gen is bringing value to your brands.
Awesome, Jenny. Very comprehensive answer, and I feel like that leaves the audiences with a suite of things they can do to measure impact and pick the solution that works best for your stakeholders internally. It's a great answer. Maybe doing a bit of a pivot, we heard a lot about online sales and retailers who are using demand gen to drive value. Maybe taking a bit of a pivot here. Question to you, John. How can I use demand gen if I'm acquiring leads directly online? And is there a way for me to like maximize my conversion values and conversions for a lead generation business?
Yes, definitely. Demand gen, we mentioned this in the previous question as well, but it's a flexible product. It can drive conversions from leads to online sales. There's retail features that we have as well. So lots of different businesses, types, and verticals and goals can be supported with demand gen. And we have lots of successful examples that we've seen. I would say the first step to thinking about leads is perhaps identifying and mapping your lead to sales cycle. So that whole journey of for your business, what does it look like from capturing a lead to ultimately driving that business outcome for your brand? So identifying that, mapping it, and then measuring those outcomes really effectively. And so making sure, for example, you're assigning really meaningful values to those proper conversion points or those touch points in that journey. If you're thinking about driving volume of leads, for example, versus, for example, quantity of or quality of leads, if you're really focusing on, I just want more volume, lots of leads, you can build a demand gen campaign that optimizes toward, for example, submissions on your landing page or something slightly earlier in that journey. It'll probably help you drive more volume of that conversion point with probably a more efficient CPA. But if you're really thinking about driving higher quality leads, and if that's your goal, I just want all of my leads to be really quality versus the quantity, you can optimize toward that deeper conversion point or touch point with the consumer in the lead to sale journey. And that also helps you, you can make sure that you can capture some of those offline moments as well with things like enhanced conversions for leads. So I think ultimately knowing your business and that lead to sale customer journey and that setting a strong foundation for measurement is a really good way to set up successfully for driving specifically leads with demand gen.
Okay, great inputs there. John, just building on that, because we talked about channel controls, and we got one question around if I'm running demand gen campaigns with just a placement target of YouTube, how is it different than running a video view campaign, in your opinion, a VVC campaign? How is it different than just targeting YouTube placements in demand gen?
Yeah, a really good question. And I think a question we'll get more often or quite often with the new launch of channel controls with demand gen. It's really the difference between using demand gen with a placement targeting of just YouTube versus VVC or video view campaigns is really about the goal that you're trying to drive. So video view campaigns, just like the name suggests, is really helping you as a brand get your videos and your content seen, and views is the key metric there. Whereas demand gen really focuses on primarily its conversions. And so that's going to be CPA, it's going to be ROAS, the volume of conversions. We do have a max clicks bidding option if that's also what you're interested in. But I think most of our customers are probably using conversion bidding and really setting their conversion tags on their website to drive that type of goal. So that's really the key difference. It's the way that you bid and optimize for the goal that you want. Demand gen does, as you've probably seen in our presentation, have access to broader sets of inventory. We have Gmail included as an option and Discover Feed included as an option, and then most recently GDN. But you have the flexibility to choose where you want to run and the goal that you want to drive. So those are the main differences.
Got it, John. Perfect. Good answer. Interest of time, I'll go into the next one. Maybe this one for you, Jenny.
Yeah.
In your opinion, can you monitor and optimize your ads based on channels and specific websites that demand gen operates on, or is it like a fully encompassing, fully automated campaign type like PMax?
Yeah, well, good news. We can now. We talked about this a little bit in the presentation, but in March, we launched channel controls for demand gen. This came out of an abundance of advertiser feedback. So for years now, we've been hearing the need for further transparency and control over where your ad serves. So we are super excited about this launch. And now you can select which channels really make sense for your campaign based on the goals you're looking to achieve. So, certainly a really exciting launch. And additionally, we've also come out with channel controls reporting that'll give you insight into performance of each channel in your demand gen campaign. So regardless of whatever selections you end up choosing from a control aspect. So not only are we providing the control into what inventory or channel makes sense for you, but we're also giving the reporting insight so you can help optimize, shape future campaigns as well.
Okay, good context. So for an advertiser, if they want to just drive best performance, run them unconstrained. But if you have requirements and you want to limit on certain channels, you have the controls to do that with demand gen. Perfect.
Exactly.
Next question, and maybe this one's for you, John, is around, I'm an advertiser trying demand gen campaigns for the first time. What are the best practices I need to focus on when I give it a first kick?
Yeah, of course. First, I would say listen to all of the great best practices that Inbar just went through in our presentation with the recording. We'll have that available for you to check out. But if we're to talk about it very quickly, starting with budgets, this is a super important one because this is just how you spend, right? So Inbar talked about how you want to make sure your daily budget is sufficient to drive conversions. And so we generally recommend a ratio of a daily budget of 10x your target or expected cost of a conversion. So that's one, budgets. And for creative, we definitely recommend a diversity, a variety of creative. So, 3 images, and then a vertical video, a horizontal video, all of these types of assets, make sure that you're able to show up on all the inventory that demand gen has to offer. And then we can use our AI to test and learn underneath the hood about which assets resonate best with your audiences. So that's creative. And then for audience, we do have some really great solutions like lookalike segments and optimized targeting that can help you expand and reach the users that are valuable to you. So we do recommend using those, one or both of those. So those are just a few that I rattled off. I think Inbar went through much more in depth, but for budgets, creative, audience, those are some key areas to start.
Cool. Maybe just a quick disclaimer. If you have an account specialist or a Google account rep working with you, we would love to work with you to set up your first campaign for success. So don't feel shy. Reach out to our teams. They are here to support you. I'll go into the next question. And maybe this one, Jenny, might be a fun one for you to tackle. What are, in your opinion, some of the best creative best practices for demand gen campaigns?
Great. Yeah, lots of creative questions, lots of best practices. We love that advertisers are leaning into best practices. We did talk a little bit about creative best practices kind of earlier in some of the prior questions, but I think just kind of going a little bit deeper, I'd say our most overarching recommendation would be to build for YouTube whenever possible, because we know that the performance on YouTube may be slightly different than what performance might look like across other platforms. So I think really when you're building your creative, think about that YouTube user in your head in order to kind of build that perfect asset. And then in addition, we have some kind of core principles that you should think about when you're ultimately creating an asset for your campaign. I think starting, it's really important to kind of hook and sustain attention with an immersive story. Branding, super, super important. And it's really important to brand early and often, really kind of getting your logo and messaging kind of up front and center. and then help people think or feel something. I know I love an ad that really speaks to me. And then ultimately giving users direction on what to do with a clear call to action. So what is it that you're asking them to do? What is the website you're asking them to look into? You name it. So we know that, there's no perfect science for building, the perfect creative. But hopefully some of these recommendations help, along with some of the exciting features that I walked through in the roadmap. We're really trying to ultimately make it easier for you to create assets and to create them quickly and really powerfully. So hopefully some of those new Gen AI features help with that.
I'm super excited about the genAI features. I keep hearing stories of customers using it. So
Yeah.
great news there. Great news there. Okay, I want to acknowledge, like, we love our retail clients and they drive a lot of value with our solutions. And if I'm a retailer and I have a product feed and I'm trying to engage it, integrate it into our campaigns at a campaign level, what kind of impact would I see by enabling these product feed settings in a demand gen campaign? Maybe John, if you want to take that on.
Yes. Well, we have a very direct answer for this one, actually, because we studied it and we produced an analysis and we're now touting it in forums like this. But we have seen that on average, advertisers who add a product feed to their demand gen campaigns see 33% more conversions at a similar cost per action. So that is really the summary of the impact. We're really excited about that, and we're seeing more and more retailers be successful with demand gen and product feed. One other thing that we just completed an analysis on, and we're now speaking about in forums like this as well, is not only the impact over non-product feed, but how much product feed has improved over time. So you've seen through our roadmap and such, all of the investment that we're putting in delivering better performance outcomes for demand gen. And actually what we've seen is that over the past year, through all of our investments in our launches and performance, we're seeing a 2x improvement in the delivery of outcomes. So 2x more conversions per dollar spent for specifically product feed campaigns. So we're really proud of those results. And yes, please use if you're a retailer, use the product feed.
Love it, John. You had me at 33%, so everything else is music to my ears. All right, I'll keep going through some of the questions we are getting, some of the live questions as well soon. I'm an advertiser. I love to target specific audiences. Can I run a demand gen campaign to target specific audiences only? Maybe Jenny, if you want to take that on.
Yeah. We talked about audience a lot. I think one of demand gen's most powerful feature is our audience targeting capabilities. So we do have a wide range of options depending on the needs that you have, whether that be remarketing, prospecting, looking for new customers, you name it. You can certainly use only, one specific audience, but I think, certainly kind of tap into all the different features that are available with demand gen audience targeting solutions. You can certainly use one, but feel free to kind of use additional ones to expand your reach. Some of the most kind of prominent solution that we have is lookalikes. Lookalikes targeting was a solution that we built specifically for demand gen that allows you to find users that are similar to your seed audience. Your seed audience could be your first party audience, so customers that have already interacted with your brand or whatever you see ultimately valuable. So I'd say lookalikes is kind of our shining audience targeting feature, but we do have a lot of other targeting features available, from interest-based targeting segments. You could, of course, target by demo and gender, and then custom segments as well, where you can kind of curate a segment that matches the kind of customer profile that you're looking for. So you can use one, but maybe, expand, use some of our additional audience targeting solutions to make sure you're driving the performance there.
Cool. Love the context there. It really cuts through the heart of the value proposition we have with demand gen campaigns, Jenny. Thanks for that comprehensive answer. Maybe building on that and staying with you, If I'm an advertiser using DV360 as a setup for running my campaigns, what are the benefits of running demand gen as a campaign type in DV360 setups versus kind of pivoting and using it in Google Ads? Are there any benefits specifically?
Yeah. Ooh, these live questions are getting juicy. Okay, so actually, fundamentally, demand gen actually lives in 3 buying doors. We live in DV360, Google Ads, and Search Ads 360. So lots of choice, lots of options. Make sure that you identify, you pick which buying door that you're kind of most accustomed to. But there are some perks to a few of the different buying doors. I'd say that you'd really want to use Google Ads when you're focused on running demand gen campaigns alone or alongside kind of Google and YouTube without the deduped conversion optimization feature called floodlight optimization. If floodlight optimization is super important to you and something you're using today, you might want to use DV360 when you're really interested in driving ROI across brand and performance, inclusive of demand gen campaign. There's a lot of other kind of, specific nuances to every single one of the buying doors, but we do have a lot of our features living in all of the buying doors for demand gen campaigns. We've spent a lot of work trying to create parity across all of the buying doors and capabilities where you can buy demand gen, but you can also check out the Help Center article to learn a little bit more about all these buying doors and then demand gen's inclusion in them as well.
Okay, lovely. So run their campaigns the way they are, and demand gen is supported across our portfolio of solutions. Pick the solution that matches your current setup and reach out to us if you have more questions, so we make sure things are aligned. Maybe just building on the right setups, what are the most relevant campaign objectives for launching a demand gen campaign? John, if you want to take that on, I think it's a critical one.
Yeah, sure. We kind of alluded to this in some earlier questions, but demand gen can help support a variety of types of goals for a variety of businesses. So, from lead, I think we had a question earlier on how to set up successfully for leads, but also sales. We've talked a lot about retail features. So fundamentally, demand gen is quite a flexible product, works for a lot of types of businesses. And really, we're trying to emphasize that demand gen can help drive performance for whatever it means to you. We're seeing demand gen drive better and better outcomes over time. I think earlier we mentioned the stat around improvement over time in product lead campaigns, but overall, we're seeing demand gen deliver over the past year 26% improvement in conversions per dollar spent. We might have also referenced that in the previous presentation as well. Yeah, we're really excited about the performance roadmap ahead. I would just think of demand gen as a performance driving solution, driving sales and leads, the right type of goal for your business. It's a performance product driving those types of goals.
Okay, awesome. I know we are running against time, so we'll go through maybe 2 or 3 more questions. And this one is actually very close to my heart because in EMEA, we have a lot of advertisers that are very, very sensitive to the way their brands are positioned, and they should be. They've spent a lot of time building their brand image. So what are the brand safety features that exist in a demand gen campaign, and how can an advertiser leverage that? Jenny, maybe if you want to pick that up.
Yeah, this is super important to demand gen and really is important for the where that we serve our ads. Demand gen serves in really curated and personal environments built with responsibility, and brand safety is at the core of our kind of channel placements. In terms of features specifically, we have a lot of account level controls that are compatible specifically with demand gen, mainly YouTube. I'll go through 1 or 2 that we have, but definitely reach out for additional info or reach out to or look at our Help Center article. But one of them we have is our 3-tier mode, which allows advertisers to opt out of showing ads on content that might not be the right fit for their product or their brand. We also have the opportunity to do excluded themes or placements. The world is crazy right now, and so if you want to avoid some sensitive news or health, you can act decisively on categories that are aren't really suitable for your brand. Or with placements, you can kind of prevent your ads from showing on particular YouTube channels that maybe don't resonate with your brand preferences, your videos, websites, you name it. So we do have a lot of availability within our account level controls to do 3-tier mode and different exclusion capabilities. So if that is really important to you, I would certainly check out your account settings in Google Ads and make sure that you are selecting these different kind of features.
Perfect. Building on that, Jenny, since I have you with me, maybe quick one for you. How can we ensure we are targeting new customers with the demand gen campaign? Do we have that flexibility?
Yeah, of course. This was kind of the main thinking behind building lookalikes specifically for demand gen. This will, as we've mentioned a few times, this will allow you to reach new users that are similar to your first party audience. So you can upload that first party audience list through customer match. We even with lookalikes give you a 3-tier option between balanced, broad, and narrow. So you can kind of let us know how expansive you want to go. So that's really one option of reaching new customers. The other option you can do is you can not use lookalikes, but you can just exclude your first party list. You can upload your first party list and then choose to exclude them. So then you're reaching kind of a net new customer base. But we have a bunch of targeting solutions available, as I've mentioned, for you to reach new customers. But those would be kind of the two options that I would recommend.
Okay, all right. We have time for maybe one or max 2 more questions. I'll go straight into it, Jenny, because we've got a ton of questions on the live stream, and unfortunately, we may not be able to go through all of them. The one I have again for you, Jenny, is it better to have multiple single-focused audience and ad groups based demand gen campaigns, so based on certain search terms or based on interest or lookalike groups, or do you prefer people have one campaign where we have all of those things combined together?
Yeah. I think, kind of honing in back on our best practices, I think we would typically recommend that you kind of aggregate all your audiences into a single ad group. That is going to help from a performance standpoint with the AI, really getting to know who it is that you're looking to reach. That is a best practice from a performance standpoint, is to kind of, we know that we give you, ad group selection, but just trying to aggregate as much as possible into one would be ideal. And then if you want to really understand which audience is moving the needle for you within Google Ads, you can look at each audience segment in your reporting, and then you can identify, what tweaks you want to make for the future. Maybe your in-market audience isn't performing as well as your lookalike audience, and you might want to kind of double down on your lookalike audience for the next campaign. You can certainly do that. So we give you the reporting functionality. Of course, we give you the control. You can do as many ad groups as you would like, but really from our standpoint, what we see really driving success is kind of aggregating it into a single ad group or a few ad groups.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that context, and also love the answer there. You have to make the right decision and ideally try and consolidate where possible. We have time for one question, so I'll end with this one and maybe send it to you, John. What are the industries where you've seen the most success from demand gen campaigns?
Oh, another good question. We have seen success across a variety of industries. Just retailers, we have media and entertainment customers, we have financial services customers, we have healthcare customers. So I've seen the gamut and case studies across the gamut. And I think really success, whatever it means for your business, I think demand gen can help support that. So whatever performance goals you have for your vertical or for your industry, or perhaps whatever you're trying to drive from a performance perspective on social platforms, I think demand gen has been able to be successful, or I've seen, a variety of case studies and success stories across all of those types of social goals. So yeah, I would say we've seen a variety of successes. We referred to this in the presentation previously, but I'll just call back to a retail success story. Because we've talked a lot about retail and some of our retail features today, but Prada, it was a really a shining example for us where we saw that customer wanting to expand their performance from their existing search and performance max program. And they added demand gen campaigns, and they saw an uplift in a variety of their conversion types. So adds to cart, product page views, and then ultimately online sales. So that was a really great retail specific case study that we saw. So yeah, a variety of
You love that
success
success story.
Yeah, but who doesn't like Prada?
Yeah,
You like
seriously.
Prada.
We love Prada.
We love Prada. Okay. At risk of not calling out other amazing brands we get to work with, maybe ending with last question because it got voted very high. Question for you, John. How will demand gen evolve in the future? It's a bit of a cliffhanger.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah. Well, on top of all of the roadmap items that Jenny walked through, I think you'll see, at least in the way that demand gen might come out in marketing moments and some of our press releases and such, a greater emphasis on performance. We've talked a lot about that today. Excuse me. But it's our theme for the year. It's our theme for our roadmap. And if you even kind of chart the investments that we have going into demand gen from an engineering perspective, you'll see that a lot of it is going into performance, just delivering better and better outcomes for our customers and our advertisers. Various times today we mentioned some stats about how our performance has already improved over time. And we're just going to continue to really push that uplift number up and up to deliver better and better outcomes for our advertisers. So I would say performance, very simply, is the future for demand gen.
Future's looking bright.
Certainly is.
Lovely answer. And I think it's a nice question to end on. I also want to thank both of you, Jenny, John, and I know Inba is there as well, for waking up early and joining us for this session. That kind of concludes our session today. Also, a big thank you to all our audiences on the training and the live stream, joining us and asking these lovely questions. Now is the fun time where we get your feedback. So we'll do a little bit of a pause. We'll leave a feedback survey form on the screen for you to give your feedback, as well as it'll be in the chat. Please take a quick moment to give us feedback. That's super helpful for us to plan and bring better trainings like these in the future. And I really hope to see you next time for our next Google Ads Academy session.